I'm really shocked when some people, quite senior and technology, let's say, aware people even debate, oh, is this a hype or something? I must say I'm quite surprised. Billions would not have been invested, and industries wouldn't have been disrupted or transformed within months, not even a year, if this technology was not powerful and impactful. In a massive way, it's truly important. First of all, having a diverse, more inclusive workforce enables better products, better solutions. So it's good for the business. It's not just for responsible AI or accessibility. The other area is obviously it allows for diverse thinking, problem solving, creativity across the board. It really strengthens the team as a whole rather than just a couple of points here and there. And I think finally, this diverse thinking, I would say soft skills is becoming so much more important than ever with the prevalence of technologies like AI and generative AI. In other words, team spirit, leadership, collaboration skills. All of these soft skills are scientifically proven to be a bit more common with diverse thinking and inclusive teams. So that's why I think it has multiple benefits to the business. Yeah, it's a great question, and it's quite fresh in my mind as as I've had multiple clients at Accenture, then many large data AI engagements at Microsoft, and most recently at Schneider Electric as VP AI Strategy and Innovation. I think there are some more technical and more tactical challenges, such as data. So this is a big one, very important one. If the data is in silos, that's where we need to start first. It does have to be modernized. It has to be on one platform or as few platforms as possible. So that's a very important piece. But then there are also other less technical, shall we say, more tricky things like culture. So all of these technologies, I feel it's the easy part is the technology, scaling the technology. I'm not belittling, it's still very significant work, but everything starts with human and culture, and changing that culture sometimes, if for instance people are not willing to share data or collaborate, that will be tough. Then other things like, especially we see across generative AI, is traceability and reproducibility can be a bit challenging when users are not able to follow. The transparency of these models are not very clear. Then for business decision makers like boards, CEOs, executive committees, something that comes up quite a bit as a challenge is the trade-offs and investment needs, because these technologies are so powerful and the ROIs are really so high. Sometimes it's very difficult to decide which ones to pick, which ones to invest in, and which ones, unfortunately, to wait on. So that's a tricky decision as well. And finally, probably most importantly, lack of skills, lack of talent. It's a bit like gold dust right now. When I was recently looking for responsible AI experts, there are so few of them around the world. Even if you look at the whole world, there's just a handful. And the regulations keep changing, the risks keep increasing, not to mention, of course, generally finding AI and generative AI talent. So I think the most important challenge is actually the skills that we need to develop. Sure. The first one would be executive sponsorship. The fact that senior leaders are absolutely aware of the opportunities and risks related to responsible AI. The second thing would be agreeing on the company's responsible AI principles. Some companies have already established these and publicized these, like Microsoft, like Accenture, like BCG, etc. So it's okay to simply adapt these or adopt these, but a discussion, at least a committee style discussion, is absolutely important, because every company's strategy, culture are different, and maybe those 5 or 6 principles need to be different from what's in the market or what's commonplace. Then we would need to have a V team that is very diverse and inclusive, because different perspectives have to be represented in this virtual team, as we call it. It shouldn't be too big or too small, but it should be full of responsible AI experts, as well as technical, non-technical talent, or ethicists, or other, both social sciences and more STEM type profiles. Then the fourth step I would recommend, as in any other business topic or function, is to have a plan to make responsible AI part of the scorecard, business scorecard, just like treat it like a function like HR or finance, and have that annual plan with milestones, with metrics and key performance indicators, so there is absolutely solid progress across whatever is decided. Then I would say the next step, fifth, I think, would be processes, tools, impact assessments, frameworks. There are many of these outside. So again, it would be a matter of scanning and adopting the ones that are relevant to one's business. But it's very important to have this systematic approach. And finally, across the board, we keep training, because the regulations are changing, the technology is changing, and employees need this awareness and sometimes more hands-on learning about how to implement, how to operationalize responsible AI. I'm excited about almost all cutting edge, bleeding edge technology, but I'm sure I'm biased. First of all, generative AI, I do think is a game changer. I'm really shocked when some people, quite senior and technology, let's say, aware people even debate, oh, is this a hype or something? I must say I'm quite surprised. Billions would not have been invested, and industries wouldn't have been disrupted or transformed within months, not even a year, if this technology was not powerful and impactful. So generative AI is, I think, just beginning. That's absolutely very exciting. A subset of generative AI is called generative design. So this is in its even more embryonic stage. So think of this like generative AI for designing products. It could be the interior design of a room, or it could be designing furniture, or it could be designing a printed circuit board. So again, this is a very exciting technology. But then if we step away from generative AI and that umbrella, I think quantum computing, we shouldn't forget about quantum computing. That's also very powerful. And again, most recently, I'm sure our audiences are aware, the biology, healthcare, and life sciences are seeing incredible advances in technology. For instance, synthetic biology, or human brain and machine interface. These are very, very exciting spaces right now. So.